About 16 games into the MLB season, I'm joined by Carson and Luis to discuss some of the league's most surprisingly good and bad teams, and their play is likely to continue. So, Luis, I'm going to go to you first. First team up, the Mariners.
I'm going to have to say the play does not continue, okay? So I see them as a 2018 New York Mets kind of team, where they start off red hot and then just die out in the next month or two. The team's not deep enough. It doesn't have a bullpen. The offense is great, don't get me wrong, but their rotation isn't solid. Felix Hernandez is he's out of his prime. He's not even in his prime anymore. And they have no bullpen. They got rid of Edwin Diaz.
Personally, I think they're a very smart team. I feel like they got a lot of assets that no one ever thought about. Domingo Santana was undervalued by the Milwaukee Brewers when they got Christian Yelich and Lorenzo Cain. Before that, he had 30 bombs, and they just replaced him. And then they picked him up, and he's doing incredibly well for the Seattle Mariners. And Edwin Encarnacion, everyone was like, his contract's horrible, get rid of him. And he's doing great for them. They have a lot of good young players, and Mitch Haniger. Marco Gonzalez has been different since he went from the Cardinals to them. I think that they're going to be like the Phillies. They're going to do really well, but they're going to collapse at the end.
So do you think they have a chance of winning their division?
No, not a chance. Houston is in that division. No way. Houston is way too deep.
Are we talking about playoffs?
No.
Still no.
Definitely not.
They aren't even the second best team in their division.
So now going to another AL team, this time on the other coast in the AL East, the Boston Red Sox, slow start. Are they going to get to?
Well, I'll make a lot of enemies for this, but they are not going to make the playoffs. You can't win without a bullpen. If your starting pitching isn't good, you're not going to make the playoffs. Their starting pitching right now is terrible. They can't pitch a baseball. If you can't pitch, you can't win. I don't care if you have JD Martinez. I don't care if you have Mookie Betts. You have other players who aren't producing.
Okay. And
you can't have two people carry a team.
Okay, so I agree with that 120%. You can't have two people carry a team. I mean, look at Mike Trout. I mean, it's a one-man army and Shohei Ohtani, so I guess a two-man army there. And they're not doing anything. But it's Chris Sale we're talking about. He has a 9 ERA at the time, right? But it's Chris Sale. He's going to turn it around. They don't have a bullpen. I understand that. I think they will sneak into a playoff spot, and honestly, I could see them as a second wild card. I think the Rays win that division, and the Yankees and Sox play as a wild card game.
So that's going to be all about the Red Sox. The Red Sox are going to have a lot going on. But what about the Rockies?
Oh boy, that team is. I don't even know what to say about that team. I didn't see them making the playoffs last year. They snuck in, and they're not good enough to make it again. And even when they were in the playoffs last year, they were a threat to nobody. It was basically, we thought they were going to lose to the Cubs. I don't know how the Cubs, don't even get me started on the Cubs. Well, that's for a different block.
I believe Rocktober is coming another time. I think their farm system's so good that they're going to be good at some point. But sadly, the Rockies aren't known for winning. And they play in a division with a perennial contender in the Dodgers, and the San Diego Padres are about to own that division with all the young talent they have. It's going to be hard for them, but with the amount of players they have, I think they can make a playoff spot next year.
They have talent, but this year's not their year.
Do you think Nolan can win the MVP?
No, Christian Yelich is in that. Christian Yelich is in.
It's between the two of them.
No, Yelich by far.
Well, that's all the time for us here on 101 Sports Webcast. Be sure to check us out on 101 Sports on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. From all of us here at the studio, whose side are you on?